Thank you so much for joining me today here. My name is Christine, and I am practicing with a beautiful group that is part of the Breastfriends organization in Tigard, Oregon. They are a support group for breast cancer survivors. Whether you are newly diagnosed or you've been in recovery for 10 or more years, they're a wonderful supportive group, and their website is linked in the description box below if you or anyone you know might benefit from their support. So we are going to practice in a chair today, and we're going to practice kind of very gently, but we will get to the whole entire body. But we'll start here with just noticing what's going on in your mind. You might have a bunch of stuff you have to do today. You might have a lot of things that happened earlier today or this week. And we have very busy minds. It is said that we think 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and that about 80% of those are the same old recycled thoughts. So you might just close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a tall seat in your sturdy chair. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your palms resting in your lap. And with your soft gaze or closed eyes, just kind of check in with whatever thoughts are going on in your head today. Whatever's knocking around in there, whether it's ruminations or plan making. And I invite you to have this kind of mindfulness throughout your day whenever you think to have the time to just notice the kind of thoughts that you're thinking. Maybe judgments about yourself or about other people. And as you notice the same thoughts kind of repeating over and over again, you might decide to get a little curious about where that thought comes from, if it's beneficial to you, if it's even true. And you might begin to speak a little kinder to yourself, maybe have a little more grace for others, not with judgment for yourself, but just with an intention to be kind and compassionate to yourself and everyone you encounter in your daily lives. And then after you've kind of acknowledged and check in with those thoughts, let's redirect the focus to come into the body. And the best way that I know how for myself to do that is to focus on the breath. Right there by your thinking mind is your nose. So you might just focus on the ends of your nostrils and that subtle sensation of the air flowing in as you inhale and flowing out as you exhale. Just a little shift in your attention from the thinking mind that we kind of think of as behind our eyes to the nose. And then as you're breathing here through your nose, you might notice a little rise and fall of your chest as you breathe, or maybe an expansion and a softening of your belly. So bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly if it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, you can keep your hands resting down in your lap and just bring your awareness, your attention to the heart and the belly. And feel yourself expanding into your hands or into your awareness as you inhale. And feel yourself softening, relaxing, releasing tension as you exhale. And the deeper you can get that breath, the more it can be in the belly, the more restorative it is, and the better able your parasympathetic nervous system is to respond. Respond with healing, with resting, with restoration. With your next inhale, let's open up the arms, spread them out as wide as is comfortable for you. And as you exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Maybe tilting your chin down just a little bit in gratitude for yourself, for showing up for today, for showing up for self-care, to care for yourself first, so that you're better able to care for whatever else needs to be cared for in your life. And if there's anything else in your immediate attention that you feel grateful for or some appreciation for, whether it might be the beautiful Oregon weather we're experiencing today or something else, whatever that is, just let that sense of gratitude and appreciation flow throughout your body. It immediately changes your biochemistry. And then we'll do a little breathing practice. So let's interlace those fingers and bring them right to the crown of the head. Now, again, if this isn't comfortable for your arms, your shoulders, your chest, feel free to just visualize the practice and have your hands resting down wherever it's comfortable for you. We're going to take an inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, we'll bring those hands from the head and gently press them down with a shh. All the way down to your lap. Once you finish that exhale, turn your palms up to the sky and just come back to your regular breath. Maybe closing your eyes if that's comfortable. And then we'll do that together a couple more times to really let that practice land. So bringing those interlaced fingers to the top of your head again, maybe switching the clasp so that your non-dominant thumb is on top, kind of keeping your brain guessing. We'll inhale together through the nose to prepare. And in your own timing, shh. When your exhale is complete, rest your palms up in your lap. Come back to your regular breath. And then one last time together, fingers interlaced, however feels good to you. You might do that wonky, weird, non-dominant thumb on top clasp just to keep your brain strong, strengthen those neural pathways. We'll inhale through the nose together here. Shh. Arms flip up. Back at your regular breath, you might notice a little more spaciousness between the thoughts, a little shift in your biochemistry. Just notice whatever it is that you notice. And then with our next inhale, our fingers interlaced in our lap, palms up. We'll inhale, scoop them forward, up towards shoulder height. As you exhale, draw them back towards your heart and press the palms down. And then we'll inhale, press the palms forward and up as much as is comfortable for you. And exhale, release your fingers, press your palms out towards the walls alongside you, and bring your arms to float down. Interlacing those fingers, switching up your clasp back at your base here. And then again, inhale, sweep those fingers out and around. Press the palms down as you exhale. Inhale, press the palms forward and up. And exhale, release. Nice and slow. And then return the palms to the lap once again. Switching up your clasp, this is appropriate for you. And as always, if this is uncomfortable for your body, you can simply visualize the practice. Studies show that just visualizing, whether it's playing the piano or basketball or yoga, can make changes in our brain as if we were actually doing those things. So one more time, let's inhale, sweep those palms forward and around. Exhale, press down. Inhale, press forward and up. And exhale, release. This time, just let your hands dangle at your sides. And just notice whatever is happening in your arms, your shoulders, whatever might be happening with your breath, your energy. And then we'll roll those shoulders up and back and down a few times. Nice and slow and gentle and smooth, just lubricating up those shoulder joints with that synovial fluid. And then we'll come back to resting our palms in our laps. And then as you're ready, we're going to pick up that right knee. So go ahead and draw it up towards your heart and interlace your fingers underneath your hamstring here on the back of the thigh. Just going to rock that knee gently from side to side, lubricating now the joint at the hip socket. Trying to stay forward as much as you can so that the movement is in the hip. And then we'll set that right foot down and extend the leg forward, coming onto your heel. Toes pointing up towards the sky. Inhale right here, and as you exhale, walk your hands down the front of your thighs just until you feel some sensation down there in your low back or the back of your thigh. And breathe here. Maybe that nice deep belly breath, you might feel it expanding from side to side into your hips. Maybe expanding into your low back. Tuck your chin to lengthen your neck. One more full breath here. And then inhale to walk your hands back up towards your hips. And we'll point and flex those right toes. Now you can keep your heel on the ground, or you might lift your foot up off the ground a little bit to give yourself a little room. We'll just point and flex the toes. And then we'll press into the ball of the foot like a Barbie looking foot or a high heel shoe foot. And from there, we'll spread the toes open and then curl them in like you're trying to pick a pencil up off the floor. Just do that a few times. Taking care of all those, 26 bones in the feet, and I don't even know how many joints. And then we'll rock that foot from side to side. And then we'll rebend that right knee, interlace your fingers under the thigh, and we'll make some circles, 2 or 3 or 4 in each direction here. And when you're about even in each direction, we'll set that right foot back down. And just notice what you notice. Notice any differences between the two sides of your body. All this noticing helps bring more awareness to the physical sensations in your body, to your emotional sensations, to your thoughts and the quality of them. This is all about self-study. And then as you're ready, we'll switch sides. We'll pick up the left knee. Again, switch your clasp so that non-dominant thumb gets a little bit of attention here. And we'll just shift that thigh from side to side, lubricating the hip joint on the left. Sitting up as tall as you can here. And again, if this isn't comfortable for you up here, you might just keep the foot on the ground and slide it from side to side. That would be a great modification here. And as you're ready, we'll set that foot back down and extend the heel forward, keeping that heel down at first, pointing the toes up towards the sky. Inhale right here. Exhale, walk your hands forward. And just hinge over your thighs as much as feels good in your low back. Find that first place of sensation, that first edge, and hang out there and breathe. Feeling that expansion in the low back and belly, feeling the expansion in the pelvis and the hips. One more full breath here. And then we'll inhale, walk your hands back up, find your tall spine again. And then with the heel grounded or lifted, we'll point and flex the right foot. And notice what happens. I mean, you're not just moving the foot, but you can feel sensation in your ankle, your calf, up under your hand if it's resting on your thigh. And then we'll make that high heel shoe shape and spread the toes open and then curl them in. Spread them open, curl them in. One more time. And then we'll rock the ankle from side to side. And then we'll rebend that left knee, give it a little support with your interlaced hands, and we'll make a few circles in each direction. And then we'll set that foot right back down on the ground. Just noticing the rebound effects of that gentle movement, really tuning into your body, to whatever thoughts or emotions come up. Just be gentle and compassionate towards them. And then we'll find a little bit of movement here in our spines. So just a nice gentle seated cat and cow. You can keep your hands grounded here on your lap. We'll inhale, arch the back a bit, look up towards the sky, lift your heart. And then exhale, round the spine, chin towards the chest, belly button comes back towards the spine. Inhale, arch the back, lift your heart, look up towards the sky as much as is comfortable for your neck. And then exhale, chin to chest, around the spine, belly button comes back. And just continue to move here at your own pace with your breath, keeping those movements as subtle or as generous as feels good to you. The next time you inhale up into that cow, let's reach those fingers on the right hand up, forward, forward and up as much as feels good. Look up towards your right thumb. Exhale, bring that right hand back down as you find your cat pose. And then inhale, cow pose, reach those fingers up. Excuse me. And exhale, cat. Continue to move at your own pace from side to side as I get a little tea. I've been talking a lot this week. Pardon me. Couple more times each side. Just now lubricating up the discs in the spine. If you have a lot of back pain, you might check in with yourself and see how much fluids you're drinking during the day, because the discs in our spine are full of fluids. And when we get dehydrated, they dry out and they can cause some back pain. Next time you reach that left arm up, that's the last time. We'll inhale back to a tall spine. And again, just checking in with yourself. And then another movement for the spine. We'll just do a little side to side with a twist today. So inhale to reach your arms forward and up as much as feels good to you. Exhale, little side bend over to the right. Let your arms come down and then look down towards the ground alongside your right hip. Inhale, look forward, reach your arms up and back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left, arms float down and look down towards your left hip. So again, we'll just continue moving from side to side with your breath, and the movements in the arms can be as subtle or as generous as feels good. You can always do the movements with the spine and keep your hands resting on your lap or together at your heart. Let's do a couple more times to each side. Really taking the time to care for the spine that hinges and supports everything else in our body. Next time those hands float down to the left, that is the last time. We'll inhale both hands back up to center. Interlace your fingers and press them up towards the sky. Tuck the chin, lengthen the spine, feel your sit bones really grounded and anchored here on your chair. Even as you press your hands up towards the sky, so that you're feeling a sense of being grounded and uplifted at the same time. One more inhale here, and we'll exhale, press the hands away. When they get out to shoulder height or so, we'll make some rotations with the wrists in one direction and then the other. Really taking care of our joints today. I had a class, the teacher said, okay, today we're gonna roll some joints. That's what we're doing. We're rolling joints today. So let's go ahead and open up the front of the body. Many of us spend much of our day in a chair. So you might start by bringing your hands to the chair seat or the chair back behind you, whatever feels good. And we're just going to roll those shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and look up towards the sky as much as is comfortable for your neck. You can keep your sit bones anchored right here on the chair, or you can press into your feet and lift your hips up towards the sky as much as is comfortable for you. Bring your hands under your shoulders so you have plenty of support. You can keep your chin tucked if this is too much for your neck, or if it's not too much for the neck, you could really open up across the throat and the collarbones by letting your head hang back between your shoulder blades. Press into your feet, squeeze your glutes gently. Squeezing the glutes helps to release the front of the hips. One more inhale wherever you are. And we'll exhale back down to a comfortable seat. And then just take notice. Notice the rebound effect. Notice what's happening in your wrists, and your forearms, and your shoulders. And then we'll take those feet out as wide as your chair allows. Maybe it's pretty subtle depending on your situation, or maybe you can really widen up those legs like coming towards a goddess squat. Toes pointing out, heels pointing in. Let's bring the hands to the heart and we'll find a little more twisting motion. So from here, we'll inhale and then we'll exhale just a twist towards the right. Inhale back to center and exhale to twist left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. And exhale left. Next time you exhale towards the right, we're going to just release the hands down. Maybe both come to the right thigh. Maybe one comes to each thigh. And we'll just turn to gaze to the right as much as feels good to you. Couple breaths right here. Drawing that left shoulder down and back. Inhale back to center and then exhale to twist to the left. Take a couple breaths right here. And you might keep it pretty subtle and tall here, or you might begin to fold forward. And as you inhale and twist to the right, you could dip that left shoulder down towards the right knee. And then inhale back up, exhale to dip the right shoulder towards the left knee. And as always, move at your own pace with your breath. Next time you twist left, that's the last time. We'll inhale back to center, and with your legs still as wide as is comfortable for you, we're going to fold forward. So if the ground is a little far away from you, you might take an Amazon box or a couple yoga blocks, and we'll just bring those hands to the hips. Inhale right here, and as you exhale, fold forward once again. You might stay right here if this is enough for you, or you could bring your hands down to your box or your yoga blocks. If you want a little bit more sensation, if you want to go a little deeper, you could ditch the supports altogether, anchor your palms around your elbows, and take a ragdoll here. Just letting your chin tuck deep, letting your head be nice and heavy. You might rock a little forward and back or side to side. And as you're here, really feel the expansion of your breath in the back of your body. Let your head be heavy enough to traction a little more space and length into your spine. If you're framing your face in the ragdoll, switch the clasp, bring your non-dominant forearm on in front, and take a couple more breaths there. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands, bring them back up to the tops of your thighs. If you've got low back issues, scoop your heart forward and come up with a flat back. If your low back is okay, you might roll up one vertebra at a time. Letting your head come back up last, bringing it back up over your spine, heel toe your feet back underneath your knees. And feel yourself kind of coming back to equilibrium. When we take inversions like that, we're sending fresh oxygenated air to our brains. So you might be a little lightheaded as you feel yourself come back to neutral. And then as you're ready, we'll bring one hand and then the other to rest together at the heart. I recently learned, even though here in the West, we usually say namaste to close a yoga practice. In India, namaste is a greeting. And they say namaste to acknowledge the divine and the sacred within one another. And so, how wonderful would it be if everyone you met along your way, you acknowledged that divinity and the sacredness from yourself to the other? So, from here, my friends, thank you so much for joining me for this wonderful series. The sacred and the divine that lives within me honors that same sacred divinity that is within each of you. Namaste.